Is it feasible to construct a city on the lunar surface? Space agencies worldwide have recently made announcements about collaborative efforts to establish a new lunar orbiting station. Multiple organizations have been working with their international partners to develop this new space infrastructure, and excitement has grown considerably now that various agencies, including those from Russia, have joined the initiative. On October 19, 2017, scientists analyzing data from the former Japanese Kaguya lunar satellite, which impacted the Moon in 2009, discovered a 50-meter opening in a formation known as the Marius Hills. Further investigation using radio wave technology revealed this to be an ancient lava tube formed approximately 3.5 billion years ago. The structure extends 50 kilometers, or roughly 30 miles in length, and could potentially serve as an excellent settlement location for early explorers involved in constructing a more advanced city. Since the Moon possesses only trace amounts of atmosphere, it offers no protection from radiation or meteorite impacts. An underground lava tube would shelter inhabitants from such hazards. These tubes form when molten rock flows through fissures, creating circular tunnels. When the lava flow ceases, the tubes drain, leaving behind flat floors and sturdy arched roofs. Such formations exist here on Earth, but on the Moon, they reach much more impressive dimensions. They're likely a kilometer in both height and width, so combined with their considerable length, they could easily accommodate any of Earth's largest metropolitan areas, including all of their tallest structures. Scientists, researchers, construction teams, and ordinary citizens would remain protected from space hazards within these natural shelters. For numerous years, discussions have circulated about constructing a dome over the crater named Shackleton. It measures 40 kilometers, or 25 miles across, and at its center, it would stand 1,500 meters tall. The enclosed surface would provide spacious living area for virtually unlimited populations. The transparent roof, manufactured from lunar silica, would be supported by titanium and aluminum frameworks designed to be narrow, enough to appear almost invisible from the ground level inside. Despite being several meters thick with multiple layers to manage thermal expansion and contraction, it would remain transparent. If a meteorite happened to strike the dome, it might damage 1 to 4 panels, depending on the size of the largest predicted meteor, and whether it hit a single panel or a junction between 4 of the hexagonal-shaped panels. The air leakage would be remarkably slow. When you have approximately 40 cubic kilometers of air and a small breach, it would take hours before the pressure change became noticeable, possibly days, before significant loss occurred. There would be ample time for repairs. The most efficient repair strategy would likely involve a giant Kevlar containment sphere that could be positioned over the breach and held in place by the internal air pressure while an external team executed repairs using the original robots that constructed the dome. Beneath the surface city would exist a subterranean complex containing essential infrastructure. This would be a remnant of where the original inhabitants and construction workers resided before the dome's completion. It would contain living space sufficient for all residents in the event of a catastrophic dome failure. In the case of a very large breach, cryogenic cooling systems could rapidly condense the atmosphere inside the dome to a liquid state, preserving as much as 80% of the atmosphere until repairs could be completed. It's a small possibility, but one worth preparing for. Using automated construction, both for safety and efficiency, such a dome could be erected in 15 years, provided the lunar mining operation was functioning at full capacity. Some medical researchers have suggested that under the influence of lower gravity, the human lifespan might extend to 150 years, making it an excellent location for retirement communities. Such an enclosed crater would encompass an area exceeding 1,250 square kilometers, or 485 square miles, slightly more than 20 times the size of Manhattan Island. Not only would it make an excellent place to reside, it could take decades to fully explore. Looking at the layout, you might also notice that nearly 20% of the crater could be occupied by a central lake approximately 5 times the size of Manhattan. We could fill it by extracting ice from permanently shadowed craters located around the moon's poles. It would serve as a central reservoir for the entire city, supporting aquaculture food production as well as fish populations. With all of Earth's entertainment resources only 1.25 light seconds away, there would be no reason not to have any form of entertainment available on the home planet, including theaters. With only a 1,250 millisecond delay time, you could still connect to the internet and participate in MMO games with your Earth-based friends if desired. This is completely unlike Mars, where the time delay depends on where both planets are in their orbits. There, the delay could be as little as 4 minutes, but as much as 24 minutes. More intriguing is that lunar gravity is only 1/6 of Earth's normal gravity. Simple fabric wings would be sufficient for a reasonably healthy person to achieve flight under their own power. A small electric motor could make it effortless, slow and silent, whereas a larger one could make it fast, competitive and noisy. The moon offers other advantages in that its far side is completely shielded from all electromagnetic emissions of Earth. It would provide the ideal location to conduct radio astronomy. Optical astronomy from just about anywhere on the moon would be fantastic too. Since there would be no atmosphere to interfere with observations, fusion energy is making substantial progress lately. One promising possibility involves an element called helium-3, which is abundant on the moon because it lacks an atmosphere, and the solar wind deposits it there. We have very little on Earth, but just 25 tons could power an energy-hungry nation like the United States for an entire year. Countries including India, China, Russia, and others have all expressed interest in mining the moon for this material. Even private industry is becoming involved, with prominent entrepreneurs using their companies to advance these efforts. Space agencies are conducting research too, so this represents serious business that will create the next generation's billionaires. At $3 billion per ton, there is substantial reason to pursue this non-radioactive fuel for nuclear reactors. Of course, we don't need to begin with such a large crater that would require so many years to complete. A smaller one, just 5 kilometers across, would provide 20 square kilometers of living area. Hydroponic food cultivation facilities, where a 1-hectare facility produces as much as a 100-hectare earth farm, would leave all that land available for purposes other than crops. Such a facility could be constructed by a hotel chain conglomerate, creating a vacation destination that was literally out of this world. Not fantastic enough on its own, soon you could expect them to host the lunar version of the Olympics, with 20-meter pole vaults, 2-meter hurdles, and 10-kilometer endurance, human-powered flight races. The floor work for gymnasts ought to be incredible, but for safety's sake, perhaps we should skip the shot put and javelin toss. The most crucial task for humanity right now is establishing a large, sustainable population of human beings off of this single planet. Our planet exists in the middle of a cosmic shooting gallery. If it wasn't for Jupiter and the other gas giants sweeping up larger rocks before they enter the inner solar system, we would experience devastating asteroid strikes much more frequently. The old adage about having all your eggs in one basket is dangerously applicable to the human race. We might be able to deflect a large rock heading for our planet that could destroy all life. We're the first Earth life intelligent enough to detect such a threat and take action. The fact we're making so little effort in that direction should concern everybody. Constructing a city on the moon is not only a fantastic idea scientifically, but one of the best things we can do to ensure the survival of our species in case there's an asteroid heading right for us that we haven't detected yet. Remember what happened to our dinosaur friends. What do you think about living on the moon? Could you see yourself as one of the first lunar citizens? Don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating what-if scenarios, exploring humanity's future among the stars.